Hey guys, Tim Nash here, local realtor and Iraq veteran. And what does Memorial Day mean to me? I think the most important thing to focus on when we're talking about Memorial Day is our culture has been inundated with thank a veteran, thank a veteran, thank a veteran, to the point where I don't think that it's ever ingenuine, but it's almost as common as how are you today? Oh, I'm good. So I think the really important thing today is, one, understand that Memorial Day isn't necessarily, it's about veterans, but it's not about the veterans that are still with us, but it's about the veterans who paid the ultimate sacrifice. And we need to really take time to reflect on that and really understand the importance of that and the true sacrifice that those soldiers, airmen, seamen, and Marines have made so that we can live the life that we live here in the United States. So I really, this Memorial Day weekend, in the midst of COVID-19 and everything else, and I know this Memorial Day weekend's probably not going to feel like every Memorial Day weekend. Maybe not quite as many barbecues going on, not as many large public events, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that will allow us the time to really sit and reflect on what it means when U.S. citizens sign on that dotted line and put their lives in danger so that we can continue to live in a free society here in the United States. So we've been at war now for almost 20 years. Folks forget about that. People forget that there was a time when we weren't sending soldiers to Afghanistan, we weren't sending soldiers to Iraq. And there's other theaters of operation in the world where soldiers are deploying and they're being away from their families for a year, and it's a huge sacrifice. But specifically Memorial Day, we need to think about the sacrifice that's taken place over these last 20 years, and that we have men and women in combat today that were not alive when 9/11 happened. That's really sobering, and I think if I could ask anybody that sees this, think about how long we've been at war, think about the sacrifice that's been made, and then think about the decisions that need to be made. I mean, I think anytime there's saber rattling or anytime there's a lot of big talk about North Korea or China or any place where there's troubles in the world, and we start thinking that we need to do something about it. I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but what I am saying is we really need to understand what that sacrifice means. It's not something that you just, folks who have not served or don't have a loved one in the military, I think that a lot of folks just really don't understand what that does to us and what that means when we have ourselves, our loved ones in harm's way. So, Memorial Day, think about the sacrifice. Think about what it takes for us to live the life we live. All right. Woof. Thanks so much, Cedar Rapids. Have a great Memorial Day weekend.